Okay, today we will try to understand how to draw a root locus of a given control system. So, by using an example, it is best to understand how to proceed with the root locus drawing. So, the given problem is the open loop transfer function of a control system is GSS is given. GSS is equals to K divided by S into S plus 1 into S plus 3. We have to assume in most of the cases HS equals to 1. So the total transfer function will be GS by 1 plus GSS is equals to GS. Since HS equals to 1, GS equals to the same thing, that is K by S into S plus 1 into S plus 3 divided by 1 plus 3 by S into S plus 1 into S plus 3. So I can write this 1 plus GSS is equals to, that is the most important part we want to find out, K divided by S into S plus 1 S plus 3 plus 3. This is the total transfer function. This one is the total transfer function of the control system, and the characteristic equation, that is 1 plus GSHS equals to 0. This characteristic equation is, I can find out from this as s square plus 4s plus s cube plus 4s square plus 3s plus 2 equals to 0. So this is the characteristic equation of this control system. This is the characteristic equation. Okay. Characteristic equation. So now we want to find out the roots of this characteristic equation. We want to draw the roots of this characteristic equation in S plane by varying, since this is the K term is coming in this characteristic equation, we want to find out the roots of the characteristic equation, but since that is variable, we want to know the exact location of the roots to determine its stability. For stability purpose, we want to draw the root locus. So since the variable term is there K, and we can increase the value of K from 0 to infinity, we can increase the value of K from 0 to infinity. We want to increase it from 0 to infinity. So by increasing the value of K from 0 to infinity, we will find out one individual roots for each values of K, and we want to locate the roots in a standard S plane, that is real axis and imaginary axis, and find out whether the roots are in the left hand side of this S plane or not. So this is a normal procedure for finding the stability of the control system, but instead of going for individual roots for each and every values of K, there is a process called root locus technique, and we go through that technique. So what is that technique? We don't need to find out the characteristic equation or the roots of the characteristic equation. We can directly obtain the root locus, or that is roots of the characteristic equation for varying values of K. So in the procedure, there are 10 process. There are 10 number of process, 1 to 10, or steps, I can say steps. So we will go one by one. So for this is the question, or this is the data given. We need only open loop transfer function, and in open loop transfer function it is given GSS equals to K divided by S into S plus 1 into S plus 3. In most of the cases it is equal to 1. This is a standard given problem. So we will go to the first step. The first step is about the number of poles of the open loop transfer function. It is number of poles. Number of poles of this open loop transfer function, not of the characteristic equation, of this open loop transfer function. So what are the poles? When S becomes 0, No, s becomes 0 means add the values of s. This denominator part of this equation becomes 0. This is called as poles of this transfer function. So number of poles here, one can be 0, one is -1, another is -3. So 3 number of poles are there. You can just visually you can know that number of poles of this open loop transfer function are 3. 3 number of poles are there, and what are those? Just write down in the bracket. That is 0. Second one is -1. Third one is -3. So these are the poles. These are the actual poles, the values of poles, and this is the number of poles. Then point number 2, it states about the number of zeros. Zeros of this open loop transfer function. Okay, not of the characteristic equation, not the total transfer function, but of this open loop transfer function. So since we can see that there is no s term in the numerator part, the number of zeros are 0. Okay, no zeros present. There are 3 number of poles are there, and 0 number of means no zeros are there. Then point number 3 states about number of root locus branches. So how many root locus actually we are going to draw in for this control system? It is determined on point number 3, and it is denoted by n, capital N, which is nothing but the higher of this one, and this is normally denoted by P. This first one is P, the second one is denoted by J. Okay, the first number of poles denoted by P, number of zeros are denoted by J. So this number of root locus branches, this is denoted by capital N. This capital N is higher of P or J. It is in this case P is higher, so I am writing here the formula. If n equals to P, if P is greater than J and equals to J if J is greater than P. But in our case, this is the formula. But in our cases, you can see that P is higher, so in this n equals to P. Okay. Then point number 4. But this is the point number 1, 2, 3. We can directly know this by just visualization or just finding the roots. In some of the problems, we may also encounter second order term. In second order term, we can encounter complex roots also. In the poles, we can also encounter complex pole, complex conjugate pairs. Similarly, in zeros also we can encounter some values or also complex roots. But in this problem, we have only real values and no zeros here. Real poles are there and no zeros present. The number of root locus branches we will find out as n equals to 3. So 3 root locus branches we have to draw. Then we have to go to point number 4. But before we go to point number 4, we have to do something, that is, we have to mark the open loop poles and open loop zeros in the S plane, which we will going to draw in the rock or in the answer sheet or in our note in the right side of the paper. This is the real part, this is the imaginary part. Just placing in a random way. So the first pole is 0, 0. The pole is always represented with a cross. -1, so here is -1, there is a cross, and it is -3. It is -3. So 3 number of poles are there, no zeros present. So I am not marking here zeros. If some zeros are present, suppose I can say here that it is -2. Suppose in this case there is no zeros are there. If one zero is present in some other person, then we have to mark here -2 and 0. 0 is always marked with a circle. Okay. So, but in this problem we have no zeros present. So I am not drawing the zero part. Only poles are present. So we have marked this.